Unfortunately, most of us have had a camping experience where there's a situation that has made us uncomfortable, whether it's animal encounter or human.
People really do experience security differently, but also men and women drastically different.
We're going to be testing out the radar motion alarm system. It's by Letwesaf. We're at the dead end road. We're a ways away from humans. That's a one-way road in and one-way road out. Unless you are a creature, you're coming up from the woods back there. Will a product like this make you feel safer, or will it not? You have found Explore, Trek, Adventure with Kelly and Greg. We cover everything camping, from backpacking to adventure van.
Just as an exercise, if you are here by yourself and a guy comes down in a truck, like, what are you gonna do first?
I'm gonna go into the van.
And what am I gonna do if a guy comes in down? I'm just gonna stand out here and watch and see what happens. There's just a fundamental difference in men and women. I think it's pretty generalized. If it's not, let us know in the comments, and maybe we're totally wrong, but
yeah,
I think there is some general differences.
And I think that if I was here camping myself, this vehicle would be flipped around so I could make an easy, quick getaway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be parking how we are now. And interestingly enough, we actually have had two visitors' vehicles come down here. They happen to be law enforcement, so that was okay.
A law enforcement person comes down there, is it the same reaction?
No, I would say, oh shoot, what did I do wrong? Am I not supposed to be here?
You're camped down here by yourself. A guy comes down here, and actually the guy needs some help. His phone battery dies. He needs to ask you if you have a phone. Like, how can he do that without making you feel like you're gonna die?
Oh geez, I don't know, because you hear all these, stories like Ted Bundy, he was the nice guy with and all that. I would want him to say something, yell, maybe from a distance, or make communication farther away, not like right here on top of on the van. Because the thing is, if he's approach me from afar and I've got a little gut feeling like not so much, I have time to get in there and lock it.
In my security aspect of it, I am 95% scared of cougars, and then the rest of the 5% of people coming in and stealing all our stuff. Now that we've identified at least some of the differences between at least Kelly and myself, we can see if something like this is going to alleviate like my problem. What I think would actually be cool is if I got notified that there was something out there and then there was a bear out there, I'd be able to actually get a photo of it. And then on Kelly's side, potentially notifying if, people are coming down here. So
gives you just a little warning, basically.
Yeah, and this is not a camera system at all. It is only basically an advanced motion tracker.
Yeah, and they did send this to us for a review. So if you want to know how we handle free products, you can go check out this link on our website.
Looks pretty straightforward with what we have. We have the receiver and the transmitter. You have this mounting block here. This is all plastic, so this is not metal. It looks metal, but it is all plastic. And then a USB-C cable, and there's the plug down there. The receiver you're gonna keep inside or wherever you wanna be alerted. This is the transmitter. This is what's gonna actually detect the motion. And if you turn around the back, that's where you could mount this to. This would probably work better in a house situation instead of an RV. I think I would want to have this temporarily mounted. And how we are going to test it, I think we're just going to stick a carabiner through here. So there are loops on either side. You could stick a strap if you wanted to go around a tree or something. And it has one on the top. It's just barely big enough for this carabiner. One thing I need to point out right away, it's got a little kitty right here. There's his ears, his mouth. Just as far as mounting options, if we wanted to see that way, like I think we should be able to hook it like here, or we could hook it over here by our thermometer. If we did something like that and we're shooting down the road, I think that's how we would do it, is it would be a temporary mount, because that way you just never know which area you would want to detect in. And that's one thing to note on this, is this is not going to detect motion over there. It's going to detect motion in front of it. If you're going to need multiple detections, I need to watch all around my van. You're going to need multiple of these. The base kit comes with just one of these. You can buy extras. They are on the expensive side, so be aware of that. This is what the detection area looks like. It'll go out about 50 feet and about 20 feet wide. 50 feet out that way and 20 feet wide. So the 20 feet should be perfect for detecting people coming down this road. 50 feet, I'm not entirely sure how far that is, so we'll have to actually try it. When you get these right out of the box, you have to pair them. Pretty easy to pair, just like pairing a Bluetooth device. The only thing that I found so far that is a little concerning is, it's not really concerning, it's just questioning, is there's no like active light on this thing when it's on. You have to actually press a button to know that it's on. So like if I press this button right now, none of the lights turn on. If I do this, none of the lights turn on. So I know it's off. Looking at the receiver, just glancing across the room, you're not gonna know if it's still on. So that would be kind of nice if there was a little indicator. But turn it on, we're gonna hold it down. 3 seconds, everything flashes. So now if I press it, you can see the battery indicator will flash. And if I tap that once, you should see, okay, there we go. So now if we stick that there, there we go. And we have a detection because it detected a movement.
This one actually has 6 options, so you could get 6 detectors to go with this one receiver.
There is no volume control on this. If they can make a volume version 2, I would hope they would add a volume selector on here because it's quite loud. And then if you can mute it, you can double tap that and it will mute those. But there's no just quiet option for that. So it makes a doorbell. Also, it'd be cool if you could select different types of noises, like a screechy alert noise, because this is like a doorbell noise. So like if I come over here, there's that doorbell alert. I do kind of like the doorbell noise. It's kind of a non-threatening thing. Although if you wanted to have like a secondary alarm system in your van, you could set this in there, but it'd be cool if it was like a screechy thing. So if somebody came in, they'd be like freaked out instead of kind of welcomed, like this noise. Let's go see how far it will detect. See that 50-foot mark? I'm gonna go out here until this thing doesn't see me, and then we'll test how close I can get. How far do you think 50 feet is? Okay, here we go. Right here. We'll mark this pine cone here. We'll back up and try again to see if it's roughly the same. Coming in again to X murder, everybody. That was a little bit farther. We'll do 2 out of 3. Pine cone is my detection area. Right. There it is. So that's pretty consistent. Now it has a kind of a cone shaped. So if I were to skirt over here, went off the, say I'm in the ditch. Okay, I got pretty close that time. Let's try it again. Last time it was right about here. Yeah, okay. Well, at least it's consistent on where it's picking me up. The real question is, can I be super sneaky and just move really slowly? No, that doesn't seem to make a difference. If that was where I was detected before, can I sneak around the side? No. We're gonna use our cute little new garbage can. Kelly was using this to pick up litter when she was putting them in. It helps keep it open. We're gonna use this to set the distance, and that way we can answer some questions. So that seemed to be like the consistent detection zone from the van. Question for Kelly, do you think that's far enough?
Yeah, I think that would give me enough warning. It'd be nice if it was farther.
And I think it's in a dispersed scenario where you're dealing with big spaces. It doesn't seem very far, but if you were in a campground or if you were in a residential area, this is, 3 car lengths away. The only thing that I didn't like is that cone of detection it's not super wide. Now you can get a little crafty with that sensor and you could shoot across sideways, and that's probably what you would want to do if you really you wanted nobody coming through here. You can also do a custom detection zone with this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say like we're in a busy campground, say there's people walking by there all the time, but we still wanna know if people are gonna come close to me. So let's just say we wanna know, this is our line where we wanna detect. So if we go into that mode, we press our sensor and we set probe. Now if I walk in that area, in theory, that is setting the area it wants to detect. I click set probe one more time. It turned green. That would be one of the potential cons to this, is setting the different functions and getting feedback from the device. It's a little hard to understand sometimes. If there was a readout on here of some kind where it tells you what mode it's in, or like setting detection zone, or that would be super helpful. I'm out here at our farthest detection zone. I'm walking, I'm just lots of traffic, doing traffic things. And this is where, in theory, it's supposed to detect us. It did, a little bit past where we were. Let's try that again. We're gonna come, crossing our threshold. There we go. So you can see it detected just right past it. Being able to set a custom detection zone, I really, really like that, because it turns it into, you'd be getting a whole pile of false positives in like a campground scenario. And you could set it to basically just be your camp. And if somebody comes into your camp, then you would actually get notified. I actually really like that feature. I really do like the base functionality of this thing. I think it could be improved on the UI or the experience for the person, because it's a little bit confusing. So for me to reset that guy to be like it's all detection zone all the way back out to the little garbage can again, you go into the mode here, here, and then you immediately press that again. And then it does that. Did that do it? I'm not entirely sure. Like, there's no readout.
In the manual, it says that the battery life for these, the receiver 200 hours, the detector 60 hours, and that's in a standard setting.
The big question is, if you were traveling solo, would you buy a set of these?
I think I would, actually. It would give you just that little extra sense of security. I think that I would probably want 2 detectors, though. That way I could cover more space of the van. Only downfall of that is they are kind of expensive. But safety is #1 issue, so I think I might bite the bullet and still get 2. Is this something that you would buy?
I'm actually on the fence on this one. I like the technology. I like the idea of having a radar-based thing, because it seemed to work pretty well, as you saw. I don't personally think I have the need for it. If we were in a different area, and maybe come time when we're traveling in a heavily populated area where we really want to know if somebody's by the van, then most definitely I think it would be a good option. Although, like Kelly said earlier, I think you really have to have multiple sensors to get good coverage, unless you're on a dead end road like this.
We've been resting some dough, so we're gonna cook up some bread. We're gonna set this system up for tonight, and if there's any motion detected, we'll let you know in the morning.
A little bit of brown. What do you think? Oh yeah. That turned out good. It is the morning after testing out the radar alarm system. I do have to say, we had probably 10 to 15 false alerts.
Not really false, because butterflies.
We think they're butterflies. We couldn't see anything.
Or some creatures that are, I don't know if it was that many.
I think it had to be bugs or butterflies. We do have huge butterflies flying around here. But once we were in bed, they were stopped. I don't think we had any, did we?
No, we only had one in the middle of the night, and it may have been a creature, but couldn't look quick enough to see. Yeah. Now, after using it through the night, would you still not buy it?
I actually changed my mind a little bit. It's not necessarily because like super security, that at least for me, but I did find out that like when I lay down, when I'm usually out in the middle of the wilderness, there's a little part of my brain that's still on listening. And we sleep with our head next to the window, and I'm always just listening for something. And I kind of turned that off last night, because I'm like, that thing's gonna make a horrible noise if it sees something. And so I think I actually changed my mind a little bit. It actually did give me a little bit of peace of mind.
We ended up eating.
Wow, there you go. There's an alarm right there. There's no creatures.
But look, the butterflies.
Yeah, there's these huge butterflies. We think that's what it is. This spot has the most insects I've ever
Yeah.
encountered.
Last night we were testing out the Heike outdoor oven. It's very similar to the Omni oven, but it doesn't have that big circle in the middle. It actually has a pan that has like a ceramic coating on it. We made some bread. We absolutely devoured that thing. So I'm really looking forward to testing out some more recipes with it. If you're interested in this system, we'll put links down in the description. You can go watch this video next. You can find us at exploretrekadventure.com. We'll see you next time.